Good morning, Mr. Witness. You may kindly take your seat. Mr. Witness, for continuation of your testimony before this commission of your inquiry into local government councils and related matters, I want to remind you that you're still under oath before I hand you over to Madam Chair for us to proceed. Thank you. Madam Chair, over to you.
Good morning, Mr. Sambou.
Morning.
You're welcome back.
Thank you.
Council, you may proceed.
Good morning, Sambou.
Morning.
Do you have a statement?
The statement?
Do you have a copy of your statement?
No, I misplaced mine. I said it yesterday.
Now, in council, when you were the CEO, I mean, you are still the CEO.
Yes.
Do you have a loan policy for the staff?
Loan policy, no.
You don't? And why is that? Why is that?
No, we don't have it.
But have you been granting loan applications?
Yes, there is a committee for that.
A committee?
Yeah, a loan committee.
Who appointed the committee?
They are nominated by the CEO.
That's you?
Yeah, just to help improve on the regulation of how to issue loan.
All right.
Yes.
And do you have a list of the individuals that were issued loan?
Yes.
Since you took over?
The individual that were issued loan during my time?
Right.
Unless I get back to the vouchers and provide that.
Okay, we will need that.
Okay.
How about the fuel register?
Yes, the fuel.
How do you manage it?
The fuel register, by the time I took over office, there was no ceiling. No ceiling or breakdown of fuel to be issued by different officials. After that, there was an audit, and there was a query on the number of liters that were issued during the time.
Yes.
So after that, it was resolved.
How?
A resolution was passed. Ceiling were given to different offices and other utilities, and then the CEO wrote to the procurement officer to take note of that.
Do you have the resolution?
No, I have the letter and the breakdown of the various. Yeah.
We apply to tender a letter addressed to the procurement officer from the chief executive officer in relation to fuel allocation to officers by the general counsel into evidence as an exhibit.
A memo dated the 1st of March 2023 addressed to the procurement officer, and it is copied to the Director of Finance, Director of Planning, Principal Admin Officer and Internal Auditor. The memo is from the Chief Executive Officer, and it has subject to fuel allocation to officers by the General Counsel. This memo is admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and it is marked as LGC/KTRC/MS/007.
Ask the Commission, please. Now, there was an issue of motivation for staff during your time that you were paying to the finance department. These are the revenue collectors.
Exactly.
Do you recall this?
Yes.
Now, what can you tell us about that motivation package and who is benefiting from it?
Normally, these are paid to revenue collectors that have been assigned to do work during Toboski. Because if you, in Sierra North during Toboski, the inflow of ship is high by native of other countries. And also we have what we call the nomadics. The nomadics normally come there to graze. So we chase them for them to pay to council, and normally it's at odd hours. And also during the feast of the Toboski, that entire time, it is also the period where these revenue collectors also follow them to pay by the number of ships they brought into Sierra North. So during that duration, when the exercise is done, we normally pay them from the motivation fund as a motivation allowance.
So who will benefit from this allowance?
These are the officers that are engaged in the exercise.
And then these officers will be?
One, the revenue collectors.
How many?
It depends on the period, because it could go up to 10, because we
How
have.
many revenue collectors do you have?
We have about 8 of them.
8. So
Yes.
how will it go to 10 if you have 8?
The CEO is added plus the chairman, because the CEO also, in terms of conflict, he and chairman come into play.
In terms of conflict?
Yeah, because sometimes they refuse
to play.
Bluntly, they refuse to pay sometimes. And sometimes odd hours, you need to escort them and go with them.
You as CEO will escort revenue
Yeah,
collectors?
we go with them. Sometimes we go with them.
You as CEO?
Yes.
And the finance director?
We go with them, yes.
No, just hold on. In terms of conflict, how many conflicts have you had in 2021? It was the period.
No, the conflict is they refuse, sometimes some of them.
No, it's your choice of words, Mr. Sambou. It's your choice of words. You will choose to use words that will probably want to sway people, but you have to be very specific in relation to what you are saying. Do you understand that? So if you say in terms of conflict, we want to know the conflict that you have addressed. How many? You document this conflict. You tell us what was the conflict.
I'm changing.
Hear me out. And how you have addressed the conflict.
I'm changing conflict to reluctance.
To reluctance?
Yes.
How many cases of individuals refusing to pay have you in 2021?
Sometimes it can go up to 4.
Sometimes.
It goes up to 4.
What does that mean? Is it 4?
4 individuals.
4?
Yes.
And the records you have it?
No. We normally, what we do, we normally
rest on your oral testimony to believe you that you have 4 cases that
I can provide a letter that I wrote to the officer commanding PIU code,
right,
to help us at least give an escort for such situations so that they can help.
Where is the letter?
I will provide that. I think I have it.
You wrote a letter to the police?
Yes.
To help you?
In case there is, just as a backup.
And backup is different from a problem occurring.
That's why I say I'm changing the conflict to reluctant to pay.
And I'm now telling you that you don't have a record of an individual refusing to pay.
No, I don't have it.
Exactly. You don't have it, so why would you be giving allowance?
The allowance are given to the exercise, not the
You haven't taken part in the exercise.
I did not take part.
No.
No, as the CEO, you are always there.
No. Why would you be always there? Your office is in
Because as a head of institution, sometimes you need to give moral support to your staffs.
They don't need moral support. They are employed to do a work. They don't need your moral support. You are not their father.
But if the closing hour is 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, you ask the officer to go and meet them at 8 o'clock. And they can even cut their throat during that time. So if the individual is ready to do that.
Can you stop giving evidence in that manner? Because anybody listening to you will want to believe that you just telling us fairy tales. You want us to examine you on a probability that they may cut their throat?
No, I'm just trying.
That their head may be cut off? You want us to dwell on that? We don't have that time.
Okay,
Tell us what the facts were during that time.
I want to tell the commission that even some of the collectors are weak whilst they are doing the job.
Where is the evidence?
I don't have the evidence.
So then there is no case. Then you don't have any basis for saying such.
Thank you.
You understand that none of the colleagues have been here to say what you were saying. Have you reported those matters to? Anybody can sit where you are sitting and say anything that they want in the most outrageous manner. You have to prove it, the Sambou. You are trying to justify payments made.
Yeah, but
you don't go ahead.
Officers are paid honorarium after doing extra work. So we assign them to do this and we pay them the honorarium as motivation.
How about yours?
I'm part of those that do the work.
How many people, do you have the list of the people that will benefit every year from this honorarium?
No, it depends on those that are given the exercise.
You have the list?
I can provide that.
You can provide?
Yes.
The chairman, does he receive?
Yes.
The councillors, do they receive?
No.
So there's a chairman?
Only the chairman.
The CEO?
Yes.
Finance director?
Yes.
Who else in the senior management?
No other person apart from.
Just the three of you?
Yes.
What role will the chairman play in collecting revenue?
The chairman also facilitate the conflict resolution between those that
you have already removed the conflict issue.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes. Those that are reluctant to pay.
Yes.
Yeah. When
you have said you don't have the list.
Yes.
So
chairman normally get in to support the CEO to make sure that those that are reluctant to pay are put to tax to make sure that they pay the
but you don't have evidence of that.
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't have the evidence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the chairman gives the CEO moral support, and the CEO gives the finance director and the revenue collector moral support. Is that how it works? And this happens during a very convenient period called Tobaski?
What I'm saying, that's why I say, if any Tobaski, during Tobaski, anybody who knows CRR not, we know the number of tip inflow in CRR not.
And anybody who knows how the area council works will know that they conveniently allocate allowances for them for this period to enrich themselves and buy RAM conveniently.
Lead counsel, I want to differ from that point, because I am saying during that period there are extra work that have been done by these officers to make sure that they do the work out of their working time. We use that to motivate them to continue doing it.
How do you decide how much everyone should get? Anyone should get? How do you decide that?
Yeah, we sit as a committee and talk about the responsibility and
who comprises the committee? Who are in this committee?
All those that are involved are almost those who sit.
There's a committee appointed?
No.
You said
as a team. As a team. Yeah.
And that's the three of you?
5, possibly sometimes.
5.
Yes, to
How
sit
many?
and.
Just give us the names.
Yeah, normally the director of finance, the finance manager, because normally the finance manager is the head of the team.
Just give us the names.
Yeah, the finance manager, director of finance, CEO, and the senior revenue clerk.
And the chairman?
No, the chairman is not part of those.
He benefits from this?
Yes, but he's not part of those who sit and discuss.
You don't sit down to discuss this.
Yeah.
That is what is wrong. You don't sit down, it's a tradition. Where are the minutes of the meetings?
There is no meeting. These are not formal meetings.
Exactly. So you don't sit down to discuss. What you do is to have a meeting to perpetuate a fraudulent activity.
But I want to tell the commissioner, these staffs go at night to follow these people to make sure that they pay revenue to council. As a result of that, we pay them honorarium for their exercise they have done.
How much have you paid to the revenue collectors in 2020 or 2021 for the Tobaski?
Yeah, the exercise is Tobaski because...
It's only Tobaski?
No.
And then?
Ramadan.
Correct.
Correct, yeah. Because Ramadan also, they go after bakeries and tailors. Normally after they break their fast, they also go in to follow the bakeries and follow tailors. Yes, to make sure that...
Do they follow the bakeries and tailors?
Yes, so that odd hours, we also pay them honorarium for doing that.
Do they follow the bakeries during Christmas or Lenten period?
Yeah, they do this according to the demand, because during Tobaski the demand for bread is high. Yes. If you look at the supply during Tobaski when it comes to bread, and you see before Tobaski or after Tobaski, a lot of bakeries are dormant. But because of the demand for bread during that period, many local bakeries are open. So as a result, we follow them to pay, because moments there is feast, the feast is over, they close back their bakeries.
How do they even open in the first place?
How?
How do they even open in the first place?
No,
without having the required license.
That's why we go there and ask them to pay the lancing.
So you are performing your functions after the fact? You are performing your functions after the fact? Should you even have a shop that should open without the required taxes paid? I'm asking you.
These are the taxes if they are not
open in the first place.
If they are not operational, we cannot make them pay the license.
That's a shop.
Yes, but it's closed.
Focus. These are not the floating revenue. That's a stationary revenue base you have there.
Yeah, that's
Someone would open a shop, invest in it to be able to bake bread. Is that not the case?
This is what I'm explaining.
Is that not the case? That's how it works.
Yeah, for some it's always operational.
Yes.
And they pay.
Yeah.
But for bakeries, their operational fluctuates. It depends on the situation. So unless there is feast and they are working, if you go there, you cannot see them.
No, that's not true.
The local bakeries.
That's not true. That would not be true. That would not be true. Nobody will open a new bakery just because of Ramadan and close it immediately after Ramadan. That's how it works. The place must have been a place that you will bake bread. Maybe they would not be operational, but you will know the people that will bake bread. Remember, this is a very specific skill. Is that not the case? It's not like buying and selling selling ram here and there. You need to have a skill to do that. You need to have a place to do that. What you guys do,
let me tell
what you guys do, Mr. Sambou, is to allocate yourself a specific allowance. How much have you been paid in 2021 for this allowance?
If I can remember, it's up to $10,000.
$10,000?
Yeah, I think so.
You paid yourself $10,000?
I said if I can remember. I cannot remember.
Absolutely around that?
Yeah, around
you
that.
You can remember, Mr. Sambou, how much you have received.
Yes.
You paid yourself $10,000.
But that was a honorarium.
For doing what? What's the justification? How much do you get paid at the end of the month? I'm asking you.
Yeah,
how much do you get paid at the end of the month as CEO?
Yeah, around 23,000.
Around?
Yeah, 33,000, everything.
So you paid yourself
32,000.
Close to half of your salary in one day or two?
No, it's not one day. It's a period.
What is the period?
It's almost 1 month.
No, Mr.
The Tobaski fees.
You sit in your office?
No, the Tobaski fees. It starts from the day they brought in their rams to the day almost 2 days before Tobaski.
And so you were working extra hours, giving them motivation, and that's your motivational allowance?
Yes.
Boosting their morals to go and collect revenue?
Yes.
And you pay yourself $10,000?
Yes.
And you go and buy a ram?
No.
How about the chairman? Of course, yes. Everyone buys ram during Tobaski. How about the chairman?
No, the chairman, we pay him. I don't know how he spent it, but... Yeah, almost the same amount.
10,000.
Yes.
The finance director,
Something close to that.
the finance manager,
Also close to that.
revenue collectors.
They also have their specific amounts.
How much?
Yeah, unless I
You have the figure in your head. How much do you pay the revenue collectors?
unless I get back to the voucher and add
You
them.
will get all the vouchers for 2021, 2022, but you pay them less than what you pay yourself,
Yes.
and they do the work.
Of what you have been requested to bring. You've been asked to bring certain things and you are not noting it. You might forget. Thank you. Council, you may proceed.
Thank you. Mr. Sambou, you pay them less,
Yes.
and they do the work.
All of us we all do the work together.
No.
But they do, maybe I can say bulk of the work had been done by them.
And then why do you pay yourself more?
Yeah, because the risk.
Who has the risk?
All of us.
Whose risk is higher?
All of us have high risk.
You did not say your head may be chopped off, your throat will be cut. You said the revenue collectors.
If it us,
You didn't mention yourself. Mr. Sambou, you see, when we do this job, it's good when you're serving the public, you have to be honest. You don't appropriate money to yourself anyhow. You don't do that. You understand? You just don't do that. And this happens every year. It's a culture, and it will only happen twice in the year. It will only happen during the time that you need your pockets to be filled, and that is Tobaski and Korite. And you think it's okay? And you think it's okay? Genuinely?
thank you. First of all, because we anticipate that there will be such activities, and those that are involved in the activity has to be given the honorarium as a compensation, we factor it in the budget and make a presentation and allow it to be approved. So that's why we think.
You haven't said anything. Your last words didn't come out.
That's why we said we thought it's okay, because we factor it, we put it in the budget, we present it.
Show us the budget where you have factored in this.
That's the motivation in the budget line.
Yes. Maybe you be given the budget.
Give him the admitted budget. Let him show us.
Just no 20. This is.
What budget is that?
Yes. So you have 2221152 motivation for revenue collectors, correct?
Yes.
$75,000.
Yes.
Okay. So how much did you pay?
As I said, I will get back to the vouchers, add it up, and be able to supply that to the commission.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you a revenue collector?
No.
So where do you fall here? Is the chairman a revenue collector?
No.
Where do they fall? Director of Finance, is he a revenue collector?
No, he's not.
So where do they fall? Do they fall in this category?
No.
So then your payments for the senior staff would have been unlawful.
Maybe.
Not maybe, Mr. Sambou. Let's just be straightforward in our answers and say what we know and not what we think may be the case. Your payments for the senior staff to start with is unlawful.
That's the CEO, the chairman, and the director of finance.
Right.
Because it's revenue collectors.
Yes.
Okay. Agreed.
You agree with that?
Yes.
But you knew this before?
Um,
That's your budget, of course. That says yes.
You know, sometimes the nomenclature we use to define the budget lines can also put you into such can mislead you. Yeah, because
So when you say motivation for collectors, the nomenclature may mislead you.
yeah, you know the definition now is only stop at revenue collectors.
The definition then?
No, it's the same.
Exactly. So were you misled by the nomenclature?
Yeah, these are lapses. These are
Were you
administrative.
misled by this nomenclature? It's difficult question, but easy. Because you have a master's degree, you cannot say you were misled by this simple nomenclature.
Agreed.
Exactly. That is why you are trying to take your time to answer. You understand that? I have told you, you may not benefit from from what someone else may benefit because of your education and your experience. You understand that? So we say it as it is, we move on.
Thank you.
So you knew it was unlawful, you knew you don't fall within this category, for instance, you still paid yourself. That is an offense, Sam.
Thank you.
Especially when you deliberately did it, knowing fully well you do not fall within this category.
Thank you.
Do you understand that? So what was the reasoning? Now it comes back to what I was saying. The reasoning is to fill your pockets because it's Tobaski and Korita. Some people admitted that here. In all the area councils, it's like, it's a norm, it's a tradition. I'm sure you must have gotten this from somewhere. Become aware of doing it. You have seen revenue collectors given percentage by KMC and other area councils. So it's like a custom. It has to stop.
Okay, thank you.
You understand that? It
Yes.
has to stop. But the idea is you have to admit that definitely it was because of Tobaski and Korite.
Thank you.
Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Correct. Any questions on this before I move?
Yes, let me just, Mr. Sambou.
Yes.
The memo you dated the 20th of December 2022,
Yes.
which talks about the cancellation of the portfolio of the cashier.
Yes.
Do you think the cancellation was the right thing to have done?
It was not the right thing for the council, but it was better for the officer because he was not abreast with the principle of accounting. That's the trial balance. So if we continue to give him that assignment,
But you as the CEO, being the head of the institution, knew who was qualified for what. And in the first place, when you were in receipt of your handing over, don't you think it was your responsibility to check the qualification of the staff, to acquaint yourself to know what you are dealing with?
yes, that's why a staff appraisal was conducted to know the level of staffs.
Where is the appraisal?
The appraisal's records are here. We conduct this
Please hand it over to me.
to determine the level of staff because
Now, do you have a comprehensive register?
for this
Establishment register, yes.
establishment register, there is one, but is not comprehensive.
So if your establishment register is not complete, how can you do a correct appraisal of the staff when the establishment register is not complete?
It's difficult, but we try to use what is available to at least have a basis.
But Mr. Sambou, you want us to believe that the strength of the staff that you have, you are not in a position to make sure that you have the numbers and you exactly know what you have?
Yeah, that one is not difficult.
Yes, but why didn't you have then a correct establishment register?
We have a register.
Yes, but my question is, why didn't you have an establishment register? Because this, do you agree that it has an impact in your budget?
Very well.
You having the correct numbers will allow you to be able to know in exact terms how much your salary component in your budget is supposed to be.
Yeah, yes, thank you. We have that in the establishment, the number of staffs who are supposed to be retired. But
I am not talking about retirement. I'm talking about the holistic staff establishment register, that you know it's correct and it's up to date.
Yeah, the number, when it comes to this active staff, we have that up to date.
So you have passive staff?
No, we don't have passive staff.
Have you ever done staff audit to
Yeah,
know?
yes, we did that through the establishment committee.
Where is the report?
Unless I liaise with the chairman of the establishment.
Write it so that
Yes.
you can get it for us. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, Mr. Sambou, let me just ask the last question. The motivation for collectors, what is in your budget is the, let me ask you, is it the actual or the budget?
The budget.
Huh?
The budget.
Is it the actual or the estimate?
The estimate.
Is the estimate?
Yes, the estimate.
So, in essence, we can safely conclude that this might be more or less.
Yes.
And how do we ascertain that this is, that we are able to get the exact amount you have paid out to people as motivation?
Get back to the vouchers, add them up and supply it to the commission.
Thank you. Council, you may proceed.
Sambou, you had purchased motorbikes, I believe in 2021, you recall this?
Yes.
How many motorbikes?
7.
How did you purchase these motorbikes?
We invited dealers and asked them to send in their quotations.
Okay.
So when they sent in their quotation, then we went for the most responsive supplier.
How did you identify the dealers?
The purchasers, the dealers.
Yes.
Yeah, we called them.
You called them?
Yes, call.
How did you know these dealers?
3.
Huh?
3. We called 3 of them to give us.
How did you get to know these dealers?
We get those that are within Sierra North.
How did you get them? How did you know them?
Yeah, through findings.
How, who?
I may not recall how we get to
Who made
contact.
this finding? Is it you?
Possibly, yes.
Possibly.
Yeah, but yeah, because it's since 2021.
Is the answer yes? You made these findings?
Yeah, we contacted them directly and asked them to send in their
How
quotation.
did you know these leaders, Mr. Sambou? Someone must have given you their names and you called them and you purchased from them.
Yeah, we called them to supply or give us their quotations.
So you called them.
Yes, I called them, I think,
Is it
yes.
difficult to say you called them?
I remember writing to getting their quotation, making an analysis of their quotation and writing to the Director of Finance.
Who made the analysis? You?
Yes.
You have the expertise to do that?
Yeah, because by then, I did it with the advice of the procurement officer, but by then he was on studies.
How did he advise you if he is on studies?
Yeah, when sometimes, because he was the only officer at the office. We only have one procurement officer at the time,
Yes.
and he was on studies.
Right.
So what we do, if we need his service, we recall him, he comes, sit over it, and go back to classes.
Let me first see the documents you have.
Now this is just what after looking at it, this is what I wrote to the Director of Finance about the motorbikes.
You handled this procurement without the involvement of the contracts committee, correct?
Yeah, I did not inherit any contracts committee. By the time I took over, there was no contracts committee.
You don't have to inherit a contracts committee.
So there was
Create
a
one. You should form one. You should appoint people to serve in this contracts committee. Did you do that?
Yes, I think I have, let me...
We apply to tender a letter addressed to the Director of Finance from the CEO, 2nd February 2021, with a subject justification to contract Kuntaur Enterprise to supply 5 motorbikes to Kuntaur Area Council into evidence as an exhibit.
A memo dated the 2nd of February 2021, addressed to the Director of Finance from the Chief Executive Officer, with the subject justification to contract Kuntaur Enterprise to supply 5 motorbikes to Kuntaur Area Council. This memo is admitted in evidence as an exhibit and it is marked as LGC/KTRC/MS/008.
As the Commission places. May I please see the exhibit? What is your relationship with this July Enterprise?
We have no relationship.
Not we, you.
I did not have any relationship with...
Have a relationship with July Enterprise.
I did not have any relationship with...
And how do you come about having contact with July Enterprise?
I want to...
What is that?
It's part of the committee that, the contracts committee that we... Yeah, during my time, before we... Yes, in relation to some of the activities when it comes to procurement.
May I please see the letter? Do you have a contracts committee? Did you appoint the contracts committee?
As I said, there was no committee, active committee when I assumed office. So these were the people who sit over issues concerning contracts.
No. Mr. You had even the chairman, the chairman involved? Is the chairman a member of the committee you formed?
Yeah, that was why, before it was corrected. Later it was corrected.
When was this later?
I think 2021, the minutes have shown. The meeting minutes of the committee have shown us.
But the chairman is still...
No, it's not. It's not part of it.
But you have... Did you write to them, these individuals?
No, we don't.
So how were they appointed if you did not write to them?
Currently, the current committee, they all received their letters of appointment as...
Not currently, Mr. Sambou. Not currently.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I did not inherit any contracts committee.
You don't have to inherit a contracts committee.
That's why those were formed temporarily to make sure that the issue of...
You don't form a contracts committee for temporal purpose. There should be a fixed committee known as the contracts committee, which should make the determination for all issues of contracts or procurement. You don't have a right as CEO to make procurement decisions in the absence of a contracts committee.
I understand that. And the one that is currently at the council is being formed using the Local Government Act. So that committee, the one I just tendered, was the one that was immediately set up when I take into office to make sure that they guide the council. And
then why did they not take decisions on this issue? On the issue of the motorbikes?
The issue of the motorbikes.
Why would you single-handedly, unilaterally discuss?
No, what happened is, it was not discussed unilaterally. It was discussed as a team. So what I did was, I wrote to the Director of Finance that now it has been agreed that we can engage Kuntaur Enterprise to supply us the motorbike. So you can carry on. You can pay him.
We applied to tender the vice members of the contracts committee memo. Who did you address this to?
No, that was just the attendant list. The memo is not, is the one I supply.
So this is an attendant list?
Yes, containing the motorbikes. Yeah.
We are about to have admitted into evidence and marked accordingly.
A document titled Revised Members of the Contract Committee, dated the 13th of January 2021, is hereby admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and it is marked as LGC/KTRC/MS/009.
As the Commission President, let me show you this file. Is the Kuntaur Area Council Contract Agreement for 2021-2022. You will come back to this issue. Yes, is that your contracts committee?
Yes.
May I please have it? Is that file the full list of the contracts you have for the period that you have served, 2021?
Yes. I think.
We also have the minutes of meetings of Kuntaur Area Council, 2021, 2022, and 3.
Yes.
That's the entire list of all the minutes of meeting
For the period.
for the period.
Yes.
2021 to 2023.
Yes, I want to
Can
believe
you
it.
count how many? Give us the dates.
want to believe
Dates,
it.
please. The dates, just by the date.
February 2021.
July meeting for what? Is it the contracts committee meeting?
No, this is
General meeting.
general meetings.
So if you say general meeting, is that the senior management meeting?
No, that's the general council meeting.
Is that general council meeting?
Yes.
For February?
February 2022.
Date itself, the date?
8 February 2021.
Yes.
5th July 2021.
Yes.
24th November 2021.
Please proceed.
We also have, they are not arranged chronologically.
Yes, I know. I just want to have the records of exactly
26 April 2021.
yes.
Then 10 January 2022.
Yes.
14 March 2022.
Please proceed.
25th January 2023.
Yes.
This one, 24th August 2022.
Yes.
9 August 2021.
Yes.
25th January 2023.
Please proceed.
And 15 June 2022
So these are minutes
of General Council meetings.
General Council,
Meetings, yes.
and that list is exhaustive.
I want to believe.
So you have 11 minutes of meetings
Yes.
from 2021 to 2023.
What? Yeah, according to the records here.
Yes.
Yes.
We apply to tender the Kuntaur Area Council contract agreement from 2021 to 2022, and the minutes of the General Council from 2021 to 2023 is 11 minutes of meetings into evidence as an exhibit. Example, so from 2021 to 2022, the Council only met 11 times.
It's more than that. But according to the minutes here, it's 11 times. Yeah.
Do you have other minutes of meetings?
Yeah, I want to believe that, but I am not sure whether I can be able to provide the minutes. Unless I liaise with the clerk to see whether some of them are still there, he did not submit that.
Very well.
Thank you.
The Kuntaur Area Council contract agreements covering the period 2021 and 2022. The Kuntaur Area Council, General Council meeting minutes covering 2021, 2022. Is it up to 2022? Just 2021 and 2022?
2022.
And the, let me take that again. The Kuntaur Area Council contract agreements covering the period 2021 and 2022, and the General Council meeting minutes covering the period 2021 and 2022 are hereby admitted together as exhibit in evidence, and they are marked as LGC/KTRC/MS/010.
As the commission places. Now, for the record, you don't have a contracts committee. Do you have a contracts committee?
Yes.
Are there minutes of meetings of the contracts committee?
Yes.
Where are these minutes?
For the period 2022 above.
One above.
One no.
2022 minutes of meetings?
Yes, I will make it available.
Okay. But then this problem is also highlighted in the compliance review.
Yeah, the compliance review was the period 2018 to 2020.
No, we have compliance review, the Gambia Public Procurement Authority compliance review for the year ended 1st January to 31st December 2022 as well, and also 2021.
Okay.
You have not appointed members of the contracts committee. You don't have a letter appointing individuals to the contracts committee. Do you have that?
The letters,
You don't have it. You don't. You have not given anyone letter to appointed them to the contracts committee. Have you?
no.
Exactly. So why would you try to beat around the bush? You have not done that, Mr. Sambou. Why did you not do that?
Yeah, there is committee. I did not write to them that they are appointed as members of the contract committee.
Yes. So why is that the case?
This should be done by the General Council.
No. The law says you should do it. You are the one to appoint the contracts committee.
Thank you. Noted.
If it is to be done by the General Council, why would you now appoint people? Why would you now revise the list? Getting people into the contracts committee?
That was done to help put the house in order.
To help?
To make sure that there is a contracts committee. Because this was done in 2021, January.
But you said it's not your responsibility. How will you do it?
Mean writing the letter to them to appoint them.
Appointing
Yes.
is the responsibility of the CEO.
Thank you.
Mr. Sambou, don't say thank you as trying to pretend that you don't know these things. You know these things and you refuse to do them. The motorbike, do you have minutes of meetings for the motorbike? This document that you have admitted, which comprise of the individuals that are supposedly forming the team for the contracts committee, did they sit over this issue of the motorbike?
Yes,
The answer is no. Your minutes of your letter to the Director of Finance The language speaks for itself. Let me read Exhibit LGC / KTR /008. Says I have the single honor to write in collection to the procuring of 5 motorbikes for Kuntaur Area Council, given the 3 business entities. Kasimu Jalo, $200,000. That was the quotation sent?
Yes, quotation sent.
Contajula Enterprise, $227,500. And Happiness Enterprise, $200,000. After reviewing the invoices by the various business enterprise, I am convinced to contract Contajula to supply us the total bikes needed. This is as a result of the inclusive package they offered, which includes registration number plates, road tax certification, helmet, that's 5, driving coat, and gloves. That is you speaking, not the contracts committee. You made a decision unilaterally, by yourself. You sat with yourself, if I can say it, if I'm allowed to say it that way, and you decided that you will award the contract on your own. That's what happened. Do you agree?
Can I explain?
But do you agree first?
Yes, I wrote the letter unilaterally to the Director of Finance to carry on with the purchase of the motorbikes, the 5 motorbikes.
That is not my statement. Of course, someone will write a letter. We don't expect 10 people to write one letter. I am saying you made the decision yourself. No one was involved. You gave instructions or information to the Director of Finance. Correct?
Yes.
Exactly. So your letter suggesting that you have revised the team has nothing to do with the motorbikes.
Buying the motorbike was not the decision of the CEO alone. We sat as a committee to discuss about buying the motorbikes for the revenue collectors.
And in the process?
Then the process, I call.
Yes. Now you're being honest.
With the suppliers to bring in their quotations.
Correct. Now you're being honest.
The quotations were reviewed, then I wrote by the team, then the list.
You reviewed it individually. You reviewed the quotation.
That's why I said earlier on that.
You what?
I said earlier on.
Yes.
That at that time there was no procurement office.
Forget about that. You reviewed the quotations individually. Is that a fact? Is that a fact?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I wanted to.
Did you review these quotations individually?
No.
How many of you reviewed the quotations?
That's the list. That's.
Where are the minutes of the meetings?
That's why I cannot. That's why that one I cannot. I have to check, but I cannot promise that I can make it available.
You have to promise.
Yes.
If there are meetings, there will be minutes of the meeting.
Yes.
You took this decision alone, not to buy motorbikes, but the process. That is a fact.
Honestly, I don't take it alone. Honestly, let me say that.
Now, where are these quotations?
The quotations are attached to the payment voucher.
Okay, fine. Please, you will find the quotations. How did you know Contajula Enterprise?
Contajula Enterprise, it was introduced to the council when we wanted to buy the motorbikes.
To you, it was introduced to you. You called them. That's what you said.
That's what I want to believe. I called them.
Yes,
I think,
you
yes.
called them.
Yeah.
So who introduced Contajula to you?
Contajula. You know, Contajula is doing business in Sierra North.
Who introduced Contajula to you?
I cannot remember who introduced Contajula.
How about Happiness Enterprise?
Happiness Enterprise. If I can remember, Happiness Enterprise. It could be the director, or it could be another staff. But yes,
Director of Finance.
I think it's Director of Finance. Yes, something like.
Now, let me tell you. Let me ask you. How do you know which of the three would be most responsive?
Yeah, because the difference is 25,000.
Not the amount. The amount alone is not the only determining factor for awarding contracts. Do you know the specifications?
Yeah, can I?
Do you know the specifications?
The specifications. No, the specifications were developed by the procurement.
No, he was not there. How would he develop it? You had already told the commission that he was not present.
But I said we would normally engage his service while he was on studies.
But he was not present. He was not present.
Because through...
in your statement, you said that the award of this contract is absurd. That's your language. Do you want to consult your statement again?
No, it's okay.
Third page, you said, when the contract is given to Kuntaur, it's absurd because the process was flawed, correct? You yourself agreed that this process was really, really out of place. It was not correct.
Okay, agreed. Agreed.
So why did you do it? You have kickbacks from this money?
No.
No, Mr. Sab, I will not believe that.
If you bring the Quran, I can swear.
You can swear as much as you want, as many times as you want.
No, Cooperative July Enterprise.
Kuntaur Area Council, you have been accused by contractors of receiving kickbacks.
That contractor, may I come?
You can go ahead.
That contractor said that as a witness to this commission.
Yes.
But hadn't been he said this outside this, I would sue, by now I would have sued him to court.
Go ahead. That's your private decision to make. That is your own decision to take, Mr. Sambou. You think they will just come and say that you have taken money from them if you have not taken money from them? You think they will do that?
They can do that.
They will not do that. You frustrate contractors. That's what you do, all of you people. You use your authority.
I don't
to
even
frustrate contractors. That's what you do. Do you know when you expend money unlawfully without following due process, you are personally responsible? Are you aware of this?
As a head of institution, you have a lot of risks when it comes to that.
Do you know that you are personally responsible?
No.
Especially, you do not know that.
That I'm responsible for...
The lawful disbursement of funds. Do you know that as CEO? Or you don't know?
Yeah, I'm in charge of the...
Do you know or you do not know? You see, when you're educated, we have to act like one, and when questions are very clear, we just answer them. We don't try to beat around the bush. I've always maintained it's much more difficult to deal with someone who is not educated in English, for instance. But for you and I, the conversation should be simple. You should be honorable enough to answer questions. Do you know that you have the responsibility to disburse funds lawfully?
Yes.
Okay. Did you disburse these funds lawfully?
The motorbikes?
Yes.
Yes.
You had followed procurement process?
Not fully.
Not fully?
Yes.
So which means the process is flawed?
I may say is...
Let's move on. I think it's very clear, Mr.
Sorry, let me just ask one question. You have stated in your statement that the contract was given to Kuntaur, but however, payment was made to Happiness Enterprise. So this is why Council is asking you that the entire process was single-handedly done by you and it did not follow due process, because you stated that in your statement. Do you accept that the process was wrong? It did not follow due process?
It's difficult.
What is difficult about it? It's handwritten, it's in black and white here. We are not conjuring up anything. It's what we see as facts. Contajula was contracted, but Happiness was paid.
No,
Happiness Enterprise was paid money that he did not contract the council to supply anything. How is that possible? And you yourself said it is absurd.
no, what I said is,
Okay.
no, Contajula was contracted, he supplied and we pay. I did not know how this come about, but we'll appeal
So
to
that
the...
is why we are putting it to you that the contract, it did not follow due process. Is that not correct?
Yes.
Yes, it's simple. It did not follow due process. That's all we are asking. Council, you may proceed.
Mr. Sambou, you will identify these vouchers, these 3 vouchers,
Okay.
because we know that Contajula and Happiness are one and the same. But you will identify you will get the vouchers first, and we will deal with that issue. Do you have contracts that you signed with them,
With,
Contajula?
no.
Why?
That was the only business we had with him, to supply the
Do you
motorbike.
have a contract for this supply?
No.
Why?
It's a lapses that we did not do.
Was there an examination or receipt committee to examine the goods when they were delivered?
Yes.
There was a committee.
Yes, the goods were delivered, and there was a document that signed that goods were delivered.
Given to who?
Given to...
You?
No.
Who?
One of the staffs received the goods.
One of the staffs?
Yes.
Mr. Sambou?
Yes.
So you don't have a committee that will examine the goods to know whether what was ordered, what was contracted is what is received?
No, there is no committee
If
for
there
that.
are defects to these goods, you would not know.
Yes, there was no committee to that.
So if there are defects to these motorbikes, you would not know.
Yes.
Is that not the case?
Yes.
So you don't have a contract to even ascertain the defect liability period to even know
No.
in the event something happened with these goods?
No. We don't have.
You don't have?
No.
Are you an expert in motorbike?
No.
In machinery?
No.
But why would you do this alone if you're an expert?
I am not an expert to that.
And you want to believe people to believe that you don't have any delicacy from this?
Yes.
No, I would not believe that. I would never believe that, Mr. Conte. That's not possible. That, in the manner in which you have comported yourself in committing public funds and deciding how you expend public funds, you cannot convince any sane individual that you don't have an ulterior motive on this. You understand? Let me remind you of let me ask that you be given the financial manual. Can the witness be given the financial manual, please? Please turn to the role of the CEO. Are you there?
Not yet.
Page 8 should be.
Yes, I am.
You may read.
202, the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer of Council shall be appointed by the Local Government Service Commission as prescribed in the Local Government Act 2002, Section 42(2). As the accounting officer of the council, he he or she shall be responsible for the general management and supervision of the financial and accounting operation of the council and the safeguarding of the council's asset in accordance with section 43, 1, 2, and 3 of the Local Government Act 2002.
Proceed.
He is personally responsible for A, the due performance of the financial duties of the council, B, the observance by employee of council of all financial and accounting instruction issued from time to time.
Turn. Next page.
The proper disbursement of such monies from the purchase of goods and or acquisition of services for the day-to-day administration of the council.
You have seen this?
Yes.
Now, what do you understand from that?
Yeah, that's the overall administration and the safeguarding of the accounts of the council. Everything rests on the shoulders of the CEO.
Correct. And so you have to execute this function in accordance with law.
Yes.
And you have failed to do that. If you turn to page 40, where you have the authority for obtaining 602, it says council is responsible and the accounting officer and other members of the contracts committee are accountable for procurement in accordance with the JPA Act. So you don't have the absolute authority to disregard the procurement regulation. It says that you must follow procurement regulation. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And where you do so, you are personally responsible.
Agreed.
Good. Now, still on your statement, there is a facility that has been occupied by the Ministry of Education in Waso.
Yes.
It belongs to council?
Yes.
What is this facility?
It's a hostel.
Hostel.
Yes.
How many rooms?
5.
5.
Yes.
Since when did the Minister of Education occupy this facility?
They were there with us. We hosted them
Yes.
until at the time that we moved to our new office in Kuntaur.
Okay.
So this could be 2 years from up to now.
2 years.
2 years, yes.
And what is the arrangement you have with them?
Yeah, they are renting the facility, and we sign.
A contract.
Yes.
Do you have the contract?
I can make it available.
All right.
Yes.
Have they been paying?
Yeah,
Towards this
they paid for 2023, but for 2024 they.
How about 2022?
Yeah, they just recently paid.
How about 2022?
I think that's the time they came in. I think they're supposed to pay twice for now. But unless I get back to the records to know exactly when they started occupying the facility, so I'll be able to
Sambou, you had this in your statement. You give evidence in relation to this. You had all the time to do this, and you refused to do that.
Okay.
To find all the information in relation to this facility. Okay. We'll still give you time. You'll come back. You had assets of council that you've disposed when you were the CEO?
Yes.
Please tell us about the assets that were disposed.
Yeah, 2 pickups were disposed.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell us the process. Guide us.
Yeah, the process started before I get to take over council as the CEO.
Yes.
But the completion of the disposal was in my presence.
How did you know the process started before you took over?
Pardon?
How did you know
Yes.
that the process started before you took over?
Yeah, because the officer responsible wrote to procurement for approval.
Yes.
To dispose the vehicles.
When?
Unless I get back to his report, because he wrote a report about that.
So when you took over,
Yes.
what was the stage?
The state was waiting for approval at GPPA to dispose the vehicles.
Was the approval granted?
Yes.
Do you have the letter granting approval?
I can get it from the director of planning.
All right.
Yes.
Please proceed. Then after that, what happened?
Okay. Then it was disposed.
Then it was disposed.
Yes. After
How,
that.
how was it disposed? Is it by way of public auction?
No.
How was it disposed?
It was discussed by just informing the people who are interested to come and get the,
What does that mean, Mr. Sam?
yes.
How did you inform people who are interested? How do you even know the people that are interested?
Okay.
Answer the question.
Those that were interested came
How
forward.
did you know they were interested?
They saw in their interest by coming to the council to,
How do they even know that you have vehicles to dispose?
they were informed by the officers responsible.
Who is the officer responsible?
The entire office, the CEO.
No, your problem is you want to lie, but you don't know how to do it. That's your only problem. So it's better, because now you cannot mention anyone because your statement is not true. But if you mention them, they will come back here and then they will say contrary to what you are saying. It would make you look bad. Just be truthful. It's easier, much easier to be truthful. We all know how our institutions work. You can't fool anyone here. The commissioners have worked extensively in this system, and so you cannot mislead anyone. So your saving grace would just be to be truthful and just move on. Do you understand that, Mr. Sam?
Yes.
Okay. Now we will roll back the dice. How did you get the people that were interested?
Anyway, what I can tell you is the auction of the vehicle was done in my time.
There was no auction. Auction is a process. Did you auction these vehicles? Because auction is a process.
Then what I can say is the disposal of the vehicles
Was done
in my time.
How was it done? How were these vehicles disposed?
They were given to individuals that were interested. One was given to the chairman and one.
No, wait a minute. We will get there. How did you identify these individuals that were interested?
No, that one, I cannot explain because I was not involved, because I took over.
As CEO, you are not involved?
This is what I want to.
Process?
Yeah, the process was taken over. The process was in the custody or in the charge of the director of planning.
But you now were appointed as CEO.
Yes.
And when you were appointed, every other thing falls in your hands. The money of the council is within in your control. No excuses. It's in your control. How did you identify the people that were interested? Or who identified the people that were interested?
Anyway, I did not know. What happened is the director of planning came and told me that this vehicle has been, somebody is interested in this vehicle and chairman is interested in this vehicle.
Who is the other somebody?
Director of planning, I said.
Who is the other somebody?
Was the one, I did not know the person. This is why I was explaining, you say I'm lying. I didn't even see that person who bought the other motorbike or the pickup.
Did you evaluate this vehicle?
It was done.
It was evaluated?
Yeah, by a mechanic.
By a mechanic?
Yeah, it was done.
Go ahead.
It was done and there was a report to that effect.
We will get the report?
Yes.
Can we get the report?
Yes, I think.
Now, let me ask that you be given the Procurement Act. Mr. Sam, when it comes to disposal, it's important for you to know that there's a manner in which you dispose council assets. You have about 4 disposal methods. Are you familiar with this?
Not very well.
It says 95, section 87, you can dispose by transfer to government department or public entities with or without financial adjustments. B, sale by public tender to the highest tenderer subject to reserve price. C, sale by public auction subject to a reserve price. Or D, destruction, dumping or buying or burying as appropriate. And there must be a committee, a disposal committee. You don't shake your head. The act is there. You know this. This is what is very clear, but you do not want to just follow the process. It says the procurement organization shall establish a disposal committee in accordance with the regulations for the purpose of recommending the best method of disposing of unserviceable, obsolete, or surplus stores or equipment. Do you follow?
Yes.
So, but you may dispose to employees. But there is a requirement as well you must fulfill.
Okay.
Do you understand? It is only when you have to dispose of the goods or assets and the cost to dispose by way of public auction is higher than what it will cost for someone to buy it inside, like an employee, then you will choose that method and it has to be documented.
Noted.
Was that done?
No.
Why?
No explanation to that.
And why would the chairman buy the vehicle?
He was interested.
As the chairman?
Yes.
Do we know whether the prices were reduced so that the vehicles, the chairman can buy this vehicle?
No, all of them, the price were the same.
Do you, that's what I'm saying. Do you know whether the assessment that was done was to favor the chairman?
No, the assessment was done before the chairman showed his interest.
No, we would not know that. He would not know whether in fact the chairman instigated the disposal of these assets. You would not know that. Or you may know.
I may not know because it started before I get to Kuntaur.
No, it was disposed when you were there. That is the issue. It was disposed when you were there.
That's true.
What was wrong with this vehicle?
The vehicle, the engine was not good. Almost the entire vehicle, nothing was working.
What was wrong with the engine?
The engine has a total failure.
Total failure?
Yeah, what we call cooler.
Total failure?
Yes, cooler.
So it was not serviceable?
No. It was very difficult very expensive to service, almost.
How much?
Maybe I may not know exactly.
The report should have stated this.
Yes.
If you have a report, comprehensive report, it will state
Really?
all this.
Really?
What, is that in the report?
No.
Mr. Sambou, I believe we should move on to other issues. You have arrears owed to you by Social Security?
Yes.
What do you do with these arrears? What have you done towards being paid?
We wrote to them and we also had a meeting with them.
Where are these letters?
Okay, I will try to make it available.
So they have refused to pay?
No, they do not, they didn't, our last meeting with them, they show to us that, or they indicate to us that they do not refuse to pay. It's just that the administrative issues are not exhausted. That's why they could not pay.
It's about $4 million.
Yes.
$4 million.
Yes.
Since when?
This 4 million has been calculated for the past 10 years. Their rates, their land within Sierra and North.
10 years.
Yes.
And you could not recover.
Yes. What happened is
have you discussed this at any meeting?
yes. Council meeting.
Council meeting.
Yes.
And why was it difficult to recover?
Because Social Security cannot disburse money to Kuntaur Area Council concerning those lands when they do not have title deeds concerning the lands.
But they can occupy it?
According to them, they are land that have been identified for future projects, and the documentation is yet to be completed. So unless the documents are not completed, they cannot pay the money.
Well, were you selling these lands to Social Security?
No, these lands are not council that solely to. These are lands that that Social Security obtained from individual landowners at the community.
And so, what should they pay?
They should pay rates.
Rates.
Yes.
And they have not been paying rates.
No, they haven't.
So, what they are saying is that they have not had full transfer.
Yes, from central government.
From central government.
Yes, the land.
And so they cannot pay rate.
They cannot pay.
You've ascertained that?
Yes, because we had a meeting.
Yes.
With them plus the permanent secretary, the current permanent secretary for Minister of Lands, and they promised that they will work on it so that they can pay us the money. Yeah.
All right. We will need these letters that you have written.
Okay.
We may possibly invite Social Security, but we'll need the letters as well.
Okay.
Now, this, just to conclude on the issue of the disposal before we wait for the documents that you will have to provide, the port and the other related documents. This was in 2021.
Yes.
The auction, correct?
Yes.
We are in 2020, let's say 2023.
Yes.
For the lifespan of the mandate of the commission.
Okay.
But we're in 2025 as well.
Okay.
Now, the chairman is to pay the amount of money for the purchase of this vehicle.
Yes.
Was that done?
He paid 35,000 and still owe council 15,000.
You want to check your statement again to advise yourself, or recollect your thoughts, or refresh your memory as to how much he possibly paid?
Yes, I have the evidence of his bank payment.
His bank payment?
Yeah, he paid through the bank.
Okay.
Yes.
Maybe see the evidence. So when you said he paid $19,000, is that was wrong?
Yes.
Was there a payment method for the chairman?
Yeah, he was supposed to pay either to the bank or to a revenue collector, then he will be receipted.
All monies in full, or was there
all in full, all in full.
Come again?
He was supposed to pay all in full.
So why did he not pay in full?
That one, maybe he did not pay full, but he was supposed to pay.
Why did he not pay in full? Why did he not pay in full?
No, it's a must that he should pay full.
Why did he not pay in full?
Yeah,
it's not a must. If it was a must, we would have taken action. Why did the chairman not pay in full? Mr. Sambou, is there any part of my question that you do not understand?
No, you say why is it that chairman did not pay full?
Yes.
So I don't want to assume that maybe he did not have money or maybe he did not want to pay. That's why I said it's a must for him to pay full.
But he did not act with respect to the must. If it was mandatory, you would have taken action. Did you take any action?
No.
Why? That is not a must. It is a discretion then.
There is no. It's not a discretion.
Then you must have enforced
We will enforce it. We will enforce it to make sure that
Do
he
you have an
pays.
agreement with the chairman?
No.
An instrumental payment?
No, no.
Why is he now paid at will as to however he wants to pay?
Yeah, that's wrong.
Of course, even a 3-year-old knows it's wrong.
Yeah, it's
Why
wrong.
was that the case? Or why is that the case? Because the issue is still on.
Yeah, it's wrong. It's wrong. He should
Why
pay.
is that the case?
Anyway, there is no agreement, but what I can say is he was supposed to pay the total amount in full, and until now he did not pay, and it's wrong, and he should need to pay that.
And you never reminded him, you never wrote to him.
No, we never wrote to him.
Why? Because he's the chairman?
No,
If
because
someone else outside,
we will pursue it.
why did you not pursue the chairman?
For chairman, we can still.
Why did you not pursue the chairman?
If chairman did not pay this vehicle, we have the right to deduct his salary, or we have the right to deduct
Did you do that?
No, we have the right to deduct it
Did
from
you
his.
do that?
No, we are yet to do that.
Mr. Sambou, we applied to tender the memo addressed to the Director of Finance. This is in 2021. Are you sure this letter is as old as 2021? Everything
yes.
about this letter is so new, as if it has been drafted and signed yesterday.
No.
But you are still CEO.
Yes.
So you wrote to the Director of Finance.
That's the memo. That's the attach the slip.
When did the chairman pay this amount?
Around the time.
You want to guide us through the bank statement?
Yeah, I think
Give him the statement. Let him show us the payment.
Apply. Sewu Jawara, yes, there. Apply to tender the memo. Addressed to the Director of Finance.
No, it's
and
for the
bank-
witness, Mr. Bodin.
Bank paying slip. The bank paying slip is dated the 24th of December 2021 into evidence as an exhibit.
24th of September.
December 2021. We are about to have this admitted into evidence and marked accordingly.
Please check 21st of December 2021 to confirm the deposit slip.
The Sambou, we have verified the amount in the account.
yes.
We can move on.
Okay. I did not see it here.
Yes, it is there. We have verified it.
Okay.
Mr. Sambou cannot see even with 4 eyes.
Yes, let me admit the memo. The memo dated the 24th of December 2021, addressed to the Director of Finance. The memo is from the CEO. It has the subject notification of part payment of the monies for the white Mitsubishi pickup by Onsehu Jawara. And attached to this letter is a trust bank deposit slip. The transaction date is 24th of December 2023. Is it 2023? The transaction date is 24th of December 2021. These documents are admitted together as exhibit in evidence, and they are marked as LGC/KTRC/MS/011.
As the Commission places. Now, the issue of procurement, why was it difficult to engage procurement in relation to the various procurement activities you have conducted?
During that period, there was no procurement officer in Kuntaur area council. There was only one officer, and he was currently on studies for his certificate in procurement.
How long did the process the certificate take?
It took him 6 months.
So he was away for 6 months?
Yes.
A full-time study leave?
Yes.
And so for the entire year, you did not engage procurement when he was away for 6 months? You don't plan for also replacement before you even approve study leave? Or were you happy
No, that
he had to go on study leave so that you can perpetuate your fraud?
no, he went on studies before I assumed office, so I cannot recall him
But
back.
6 months.
Yes.
When did he start his studies leave?
Unless I check, because by the time I reported, he was on studies.
Yes, but even if he went on studies the day that you assumed office, that would be in 2020, 6 months. You came in, is it August or October?
November.
November.
Yes.
By May, he should have been back.
Yes.
But the whole year, you were not following procurement process.
No, we did.
You did not. We have the procurement compliance review for the year ended 31st January 2020, 31st December 2020, and 1st January 2021, 31st December 2021. The procurement compliance review is very damning for Kuntaur area council, like any other area council. You have had $21,745,307.59 spent on procurement
Within the period.
for the year,
1 year.
for this period.
Period, okay.
Do you understand? And the list goes on. It says for the page 11, for the SPU, that there are no monthly reports to the authority for the year. You don't seek prior approval from the authority if the procurement, for your procurement transactions, is on page 12. There are no market surveys conducted. Do you understand?
Yes.
And it says that he was on study leave, but by this time he would have been back.
Yes.
If the program is 6 months, he would have been back.
Okay.
So to even mark that he was on study leave, GPPI level 1 would have been wrong, because he would have been back. When
Yes.
did he resume? When did he?
Yeah. He resumed mid 2020. I cannot remember exactly the time he resumed.
Sambou, Mr. Sambou,
Yes.
come on.
Yes.
You should know.
Definitely. I know that he was on studies, and after 6 months he came back and resumed work.
So why was it difficult now to use procurement?
No, immediate moment he came back from studies, we had a lot of issues that we regulated.
Your procurement, okay, let's just first start by your statement. There are projects that I would want you to identify and provide us with a procurement file in relation to this. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Especially the procurement during your time. For instance, do you have all the list of the procurement activities that was conducted during your time?
I can have it, but it's not available here with me.
But you have it?
Yes.
You can produce all the procurement activities during your time?
Yes.
Contracts that were awarded?
Yes.
Okay, please get that down, we will need that. all the boreholes that were drilled as well. You should include it. So we will leave that issue for now. Let's discuss your procurement for 2021 and 2020. Well, let me start with 2022. For 2022, you had spent about $4,931,955 is 8 patrols on procurement for the year.
Yes.
You are familiar with this compliance review?
Yes.
You have had a total transaction of 272, but out of which the single source transactions were 258. The RFQ 11 and the restricted tender is 3. Which of the contracts did you restrict?
That was a borehole.
Why would you restrict the drilling of a borehole?
Yeah, we wrote to GPPA to seek for approval.
But why would you choose to restrict? We had GPPA here. They were just I don't know. They were just disregarding as well their requirements and their rule, just as you were doing. You, the procured organization, for whatever reason, you were working with GPPA to flout out all the rules. And they had admitted that they didn't do their job properly. Do you understand that? In procurement is where you perpetuate the fraud the most, these organizations. So why would you have the tender process being restricted to 3 or to 2 companies or bidders?
That procurement was given, we advertised, or the restricted tender, we invited about 5 companies. And then we evaluate them, and the contract was given to 2 companies.
And you have a contracts committee that sat over this?
Yes.
You have a contracts committee?
Yes.
That sat over this?
Yes.
Okay, so all this
a bidding document was floated. They purchased the bidding document. The contracts committee sat over the evaluation of the process.
Where are these minutes of meeting?
Yes, we can make it available.
All right.
Yes.
You will wait for that.
Okay.
And it says in this compliance,
yes.
Do you have an annual procurement plan?
Yes.
The report says you don't.
Yeah, at that time we do not have it, but later because of the report,
the period 2020, there was no annual procurement plan.
No.
So how were you doing your procurement if there was no procurement plan that was approved?
Yeah, it wasn't approved. The procurement plan was not
procurement.
The procurement plan was not approved by GBB.
There was no procurement plan in the first place. Before approval, there should be a procurement plan. So how were you doing your procurement?
You know, at Kuntaur, maybe what I can say is there was no plan. There was no plan. We were just procure.
How are you doing your procurement?
We procure as the need arises.
And the need will be determined by the CEO?
No.
By who?
By what is supposed to be done at that very particular
time. Who decides what's supposed to be done?
Like for instance,
who decides what's supposed to be done? That's you. If anyone wants a laptop, they come to you.
Yeah, you're right. And
who do they write to?
To the CEO.
And who decides whether that request is valid or not?
Yeah, the CEO normally writes to the Director of Finance to advise and look whether funds are available. If funds are available, he communicates it to the procurement officer to...
No, he advises you that the funds are available and you will grant the approval. So you decide whether to grant the approval or to not grant the approval.
Depending on two issues.
Yes.
Liaise with the procurement officer and the director of finance.
That is not the process. You should have a procurement plan.
I agree.
To advise you on expenditure. In fact, your procurement plan for the year will be very important or crucial to the formulation of your budget.
That's true.
Yes, so you have a procurement plan.
I agree.
Every other expenditure depends on the mercy of the CEO. That's how powerful you guys are. That's how powerful you guys create yourself to be. See, it's a problem. The saying, when we say you are servants, you act like kings, it's a problem. Sambou. How did I call Mr. Sambou?
You said Mr. Senghor.
Senghor. I don't know where I got that Senghor from. I apologize. Mr. Sambou?
Yes.
The report highlighted the lack of a proper contracts committee. There were no. Do you have minutes of meetings?
That period, no.
You don't.
Don't.
So, yes.
I have listen how to go. How many allowances are catered for to be paid to the staff? Can you please give us the rest of the allowances?
In transport allowance and house rent.
No, I am. Can you give us can you write it down so that you can provide it for us?
Okay, okay.
All the list and how much?
Okay.
And I noted that the meeting for the 24th of November 2021, there were increments in allowances.
There were?
Increment in allowances.
Okay.
The council, is it, are you, by law, are you supposed to increase salary and allowance without approval from the ministry?
No, I must be approved by the minister.
So
salaries cannot be improved by the council.
I'm referring to allowances and salaries. So for these allowances that you increased through the resolution that you had, which is on the 24th of November 2021, did you have approval of the ministry to do
No.
So you just increased the allowances and you paid yourselves?
In a resolution, yes.
That is what you did?
Yes.
Is that correct?
No.
Mrs. Aminata Ndongo raised the issue of not spending the funds wisely in one of your resolutions. And she was very very upset. Why? Why was it?
The council?
Yes, council resolution.
He said we do not...
That she advised the council to be spending the money wisely. Why did she have to raise that? What was the reason?
I may not know in which area.
You signed the minutes of the resolution.
The resolution?
Yes. It's in your resolution here that you gave us, that we admitted in evidence.
Yeah, if I can...
So is it correct that there are times that you spend money, but you don't spend it wisely?
No, wisely maybe, no.
Then why should she raise that at the council meeting?
If I can get back to the minutes, wisely may determine trying to prioritize. Because Kuntaur Area Council is always challenged with finances.
Now, the Council of Kuntaur lamented the issue of you not bonding the people that receive support, that is part scholarship.
That's true.
So why didn't you bond?
The consideration was that council was unable
Do you
to...
think there should be consideration outside of what the law is providing?
No.
Thank you. Now, there was a payment for 180,000. That is the reconnection of internet to be paid to Gamtel,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Now, I want you to explain to me why the payment for 200,000 operational fees. When you said operational fees, what do you mean?
That's the IFMIS.
Yes.
Now the IFMIS we're supposed to pay.
What does the operational fees entail?
The operational fees are the monies that have been paid to Gamtel, to Kuntaur Area Council for operating in Sierra North.
Is what?
They pay that fees because they are operating in Sierra North. So Gamtel pay us that.
Pay you operational fees?
Operational fees, yes.
Of 200,000?
Yes, yes.
Now,
something like, if I can...
That is in 2021?
Yes.
Now, I will give you the copy of my budget.
Yes.
You show me from this copy where this money is reflected as what Gamtel pays to you as form of income. Please show me.
No, I think what happened is they were unable to pay. We tried to net off.
But it's an income that you're supposed to receive, right?
Yes.
So it should reflect in your budget as income that you receive.
Exactly.
So please show me whether it's reflected in your budget. Is it there? You go to the breakdown. I'm being told that it's time, so when we come back, we will deal with that issue. Let me have the budget.
Okay.
When we come back, we will give it to you. We may rise.